Hey guys, what's going on? Thanks for joining me tonight. I'm Mark, this is Spiguyver Backpacking, and tonight we've got another stove test for the stove test series. The stove we'll be testing tonight is a unique stove. This is the Goto stove. It's made by Zelph. Zelph is famous for the Fancy Feast stove. This is similar to the Fancy Feast stove in that it has a fiberglass wicking, as you can see around the outside. So all the way around it has that. But what's unique about this is that it's dual, actually triple walled, because you've got the wall here, the wall on the outside, and then you've got a third wall. And at the top of this rolled wall, right here, there are jets all the way around. And so it's a combination of a wicking stove and a pressurized stove. So this is what we're going to be testing out tonight. It's a little bit heavier, 57.6 grams, but this thing is solid. It is bomb-proof. It's one of those you're not going to worry about denting it or a little drop really killing it. This thing is going to take some abuse and be kind of the go-to if you need it to be. So this is the Goto stove by Zelph. Let's get this test going. Let's go. Okay, so I've got everything set up. I've got the timer set up. The water is at 61 degrees. Timer is set, ready to go. I've got this all fueled up, ready to go. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. I'm lighting it just like, maybe not. Light it in the center, and then once it gets going, there we go. It looks like it has started. I'm going to go ahead and just put this on top. Start it. And we'll see what it does with the 700. Here is the burn pattern for this stove. Alright, there's 200 degrees at 6 minutes and 9 seconds. There's 209, 6 minutes, 27 seconds, nice rolling boil. Let's see what burnout is. Okay, the flames are definitely starting to die down right now. The jets are getting smaller. And there is flame out at 13 minutes, 2 seconds. 13 minutes, 2 seconds for burnout. Okay, so we just finished up the test with the 700. We've got the 550 filled up, 59 degree water. We've got the 1 ounce of fuel here, pour it in. Because of this big opening, there's no problem filling it up. For anyone who's wondering, I do cool the stove off. I've got an ice pack right over there that I wrap around it to cool it off between tests. So it's a nice cool stove. Now I will say I was surprised at how long it took for this tank I was surprised at how long it took for this stove to come to a full bloom, to fully wrap with flames. While pretty quickly there were definitely flames coming out of the flame hole, the ports up here, the jet holes, the 27 jet holes. It didn't bloom completely for probably over a minute and a half. Closer to 2 minutes. So it does take a while for this thing to fully ignite and come up. Now, it lights pretty easily in the center. I'm using 1 ounce of fuel and it barely fills it up. This thing has a capacity of 4 ounces, and on the website it says it can boil a full gallon of water in about 45 minutes using that 4 ounces. Anyway, I've got this one set up, ready to go again. Got the fuel there. It is lit, waiting for it to come out on the outside. And there we go, it's starting to ignite. Pot is on, timer is started. Let's see what it does with the 550. All right, there's 200 degrees at 5 minutes 45 seconds. There's 209 at 6 minutes, 5 seconds. 6 minutes, 5 seconds boil time. Let's find out what burnout is. Okay, the flames are definitely starting to die down. And there is burnout. 12 minutes, 12 seconds. 12 minutes, 12 seconds burnout. Okay, so there was the 550. Next up, we've got the Foster Spot. I've got this thing refueled, ready to go. Water is sitting at 61 degrees. Gonna go ahead and get this started. Wait for it to light on the outside. There it goes, it's starting to go. Putting this down on there. Timer is started. Let's see what it does with the Foster Spot. There's 200 degrees at 7 minutes and 22 seconds. There's 209, 7 minutes, 53 seconds, a nice rolling boil. Let's see what burnout is. Okay, the flames are definitely starting to die down now. And there they go. And that's flame out at 12 minutes, 49 seconds. 12 minutes, 49 seconds. Okay, so tonight we did the test on the Zelph Goto stove. A little bit different stove, kind of unique in that it kind of combines two different types of stoves, the pressurized and the wicking stove. Now, I will say, I think you could probably do better if you were to let it come to a bloom, a full bloom, before putting the pot on. I think putting the pot on kept it cool enough. This is a big chamber to heat up to get pressurized vapor coming out of the top. And so I think if you let it come to a bloom, it's probably going to take 30 seconds to come to a bloom, and then you're going to have a faster boil. And we may have to revisit this one and retest it doing it that way and measure what it takes to come to a bloom and then what it takes to boil once it comes to a bloom. It may be a little bit better doing it that way. And then we can take it into account what the bloom time, boil time, and then burnout time is combined, so we can take a look and then do a comparison. So we'll probably revisit this one down the road and do something like that. But for today's test, that was the test. How did it perform? Well, kind of middle of the road. It burned a decently long time at about 13 minutes, 12 to 13 minutes depending on the burn. The fastest burn was with the 550, and it burned out in 12 minutes and 5 seconds or something along there, but it also boiled at 6 minutes and 5 seconds, whereas it was about 20 seconds slower with the 700. Again, I think you could probably let this thing come to a bloom, then put it on. I think with the smaller pot, it actually worked better because it was just the wick burning, and it wasn't blooming out as far, and so it was heating a smaller area of that bigger, wider diameter 700 than it was with the 550. The 550 was seeing more surface area of the bottom heated, and so it actually seemed to work pretty well with that. Now, again, like I said, not always perfect tests, not always, not every test is going to be the same. Not every test is going to be perfect. And I know there are people out there that are saying, hey, you should be doing 3, 4, 5 tests, doing an average and posting that up. These tests are very time consuming, and I'm just giving you guys a sample of what this stove can do. If you want to get more information on it, if you want to see more, look for some more reviews out there. Pick one up yourself and do some tests. I'm just giving you guys one protocol. This is what I'm doing. Let's take a look at the leaderboard and see where the Goto stove stacks up. All right, here is our current leaderboard. And on the fastest boil, it comes on the very bottom of the listing. So it barely made it on the list of the stoves that are still here. For the burn time, it's in the top half, but just barely at 13 minutes, 2 seconds. And then for fuel usage, it is in the bottom half with 0.47 coming in just below its brother, the Venom stove, also by Zelph. Okay guys, this was the Goto stove. A little bit heavier, bomb-proof. If you're looking to do a lot of boiling or big quantities, if you're doing it for a group and you want to go alcohol, this might be the way to go. With a capacity of 4 ounces and the ability to burn for 45 plus minutes and boil a full gallon of water at a time, this might be something you're looking for if you're doing something with a bigger group. If you're into, I don't know, say Boy Scouts and you're wanting to do something a little different, this could be a really good thing for you to try. Stick around. Next time we will be testing the Screw UTD by Storm & Stove Systems out of the UK. Another one of the stoves that they have sent me. This one is a burner, and it works really well with the cone systems. So I've got a few different cone systems that I like to use it with. This is what we'll be testing next time. Make sure you guys come back. If you guys like this, go down below, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. If you do subscribe, click that little bell icon next to the subscribe button so that you get notifications every time we do one of these videos. I appreciate you guys checking this out. If you guys have any stoves that you want to see, leave them down below in the comments section and we'll see if we can get to them. I appreciate you guys coming on. I'll see you down the trail.